And we are going to be transforming formulas today. Transforming formulas. I've also heard it called solving literal equations. Not really sure where that comes from, to be perfectly honest, but I just like to think of it as transforming formulas, or my opinion is should be called rearranging formulas, because that's really all we're doing. We're just rearranging things in an equation, and in order to move the stuff around, we have to do the correct operation to both sides. So keep that in mind. We're going to be moving stuff around. So we're going to start off with some easy ones, and then I'm going to crank it up as we go forward. So let's solve A equals LW for L. So we're solving the area equals length times width formula for length. We're solving it for L. So what in the world does that actually mean? Okay, and it's great having these extra colors here, so I'm going to kind of highlight the variable I'm solving for in red. Okay, so what does this mean? Well, this means that I just basically want to get L by itself on one side of the equal sign. That's what it means to solve for L. Before, when you had equations, it was like solve for x. Well, what do? We get x by itself. Okay, we move the numbers around to both sides. Well, now we're just moving letters around to both sides. We're moving the letters in the problem around to both sides. So I see L times W, so I need to get rid of this W. So since it's multiplying, divide both sides by W. These W's cancel out just like always, and well, L equals A over W. And that's my answer. Okay, I solved for L. I got L by itself on one side of the equal sign. So let's just do another one real quick. Let's say I had said solve for K. And the formula is H equals K over J. Just another easy one real quick. Well, I have dividing by J, so let's multiply both sides by J, because I want to get K by itself. So we're multiplying both sides by J. And when I do that, I get JH equals K. That's it, because remember, these J's cancel out. And that's my answer. Okay, I just leave it like that. There's nothing else to do to it. All right, so moving on, though, we're going to start to crank it up a little bit. Okay, just a little bit. And let me try to figure out how to erase real quick. To make my brush a lot bigger. There we go. Okay. Oh, erasing the title. Whoops. Well, anyways, going back. So we're going to crank it up a little bit. We're going to do a little bit more difficult examples now. So let's do solve P equals 2L plus 2W for L. So we're going to solve for L. This guy right here. Solve for L. So there are a lot more steps this time. Okay, quite a lot more. So basically, remember though, we're trying to get L by itself. So there's a lot of things surrounding L, this 2W, this 2 in front. So we need to get this L by itself. And remember the basic rules I taught you. Basically, try to undo addition and subtraction first, then undo multiplication and division. Okay, you don't have to go in that order, but that tends to be the easiest way to solve equations. So I see a 2W, and I just want to get rid of that. I want to move it to the other side. So subtract 2W on both sides. I don't know if that shows up very well, so I'm going to use a different color. Let's go with magenta. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Okay, so 2W and this minus 2W cancel out. And that leaves you with P minus 2W. Remember, they're not like terms. I can't do anything with that. So it's P minus 2W equals 2L. Well, to solve for L, just divide both sides by 2. These 2's cancel out. And I'm left with L equals P minus 2W over 2. I can continue to simplify that if I want to. Remember, that's like saying L equals P over 2 minus 2W over 2. If I were to subtract these two fractions, I would end up with what I have above. So I'm kind of like splitting apart the answer to a fraction subtraction problem. I know, it rhymed. Be impressed. So we got P over 2 minus 2W over 2. Well, what happens here? The 2's, will cancel out. And this leaves you with L equals P over 2 minus W. You could also say 1/2 P minus W. That works as well, but this is good enough. And that's my answer. There's nothing else I can do to simplify it. L is by itself, so I solve for L. And I've got P over 2 minus W, and that doesn't look like anything simplifies over there. So I think I am done with that one. All right, let's do another one. I'll probably erase part of the title again. Yeah, there we go. Got to find a better eraser for this program. All right, let's do another one real quick. Let's say you have a European friend, Yuri. Yuri, your European friend. Okay, and he's not too good at math. Poor Yuri, he's just not too good at math. And you are good at math, so you're gonna help him out. In his home country, he uses Celsius. Okay, he uses Celsius to know the temperature, but he's here in America. Okay, he's a foreign exchange student, so all the temperatures on TV are in Fahrenheit. So we need to use a formula, okay, and we're gonna solve for C so we can help out our friend Yuri. Okay, so to convert from Fahrenheit to Celsius, or Celsius to Fahrenheit, you do 9/5 times C plus 32. So what we need to do is we're going to solve for C so we can help our friend Yuri easily find the temperature. Okay, easily find that temperature in Celsius, which he's more familiar with. All right, so what should we do? Well, let's subtract 32 on both sides. Okay, I see a plus 32, and that seems pretty easy to do. So let's subtract it on both sides first. So I've got F minus 32 equals 9/5 C. Almost done. We want C by itself. So in order to do that, we're going to want to multiply both sides by 5/9. Remember, that's the same as dividing both sides by 9/5. But I'm doing a little shortcut. I'm saying, okay, the reciprocal is 5/9. So I want to multiply both sides by 5/9. Sorry about that. All right, so these cancel out here, leaving me with C by itself, so I'm good here. But now I've got this 5/9 parentheses F minus 32. Well, let's distribute this and see if it works out to be nice at least. So 5/9 times 32. Let's see what we get. Okay, I got a crazy decimal answer. So this might not be the best to distribute. Let's see what we can do. Let's do C equals 5/9 F minus, see, 5 times 32. That'd be 160 over 9. Oops, I did 160 divided by 6 by accident. And that's a crazy decimal. So 17 looks like 7/9. And I did that on a calculator real quick. Okay, you didn't have to do that. Okay. If you wanted to convert it without the mixed number, you could say C equals 5/9F minus, you could say 160 over 9 if you want to do it that way. Okay, or we could just leave it like it is up here. Okay, I'm going to go with this as my answer because, yes, both of these I distributed and all that good stuff here, and that's an unsimplified version of that. But this just seems more reasonable for our friend Yuri. All he has to do is listen to the temperature on the news and say, oh, it's 70 degrees outside. Yuri could just plug in his numbers and get the temperature in Celsius so he can be prepared for the day and know that he doesn't have to wear a winter coat on a 70-degree day, unless he's really weird. But anyways, I'm Mr. Bohork, and that was Transforming Formulas.